What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H's reaction to the backlash. Is the WWE roster annoyed with the Cena finish? Dozens of wrestlers were crying backstage. A WWE star went off script at Cena's final match. John Cena Sr. upset, or former world champion injured, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now our first story looks at Triple H's reaction as he just doesn't care about the backlash. Now our top story today looks at the reaction from Triple H following John Cena's final matchup, and his reaction may come as a huge surprise to many. Triple H was heavily booed during the final moments of the show, and he was met with rather unflattering chants during his comments on the post-show. He even thought that there was a lot of Bloodline fans in the audience on the post-show, but Joe Tessitore pointed out that that's the wrong finger they're showing. Surprisingly, Fightful Select stated that the head of WWE Creative legitimately had a smile on his face in gorilla position over the finish to the match. Triple H was said to have a smile on his face in gorilla position over the finish and reacted backstage to the boos much like he did on camera. Triple H is a name that cares about his public image, especially as he's the face of the corporate side of WWE/TKO. Now, if Triple H had a smile on his face at the reaction, this likely means that he wanted and expected the negative reaction. However, it's unlikely that he expected the crowd to turn on him as opposed to Gunther. It's extremely rare for fans to take their frustrations out on the individual who's booking the show, as even when WWE was delivering a subpar product under Vince McMahon, he would often be applauded whenever he appeared on TV. Thanks to shows such as Unreal and WWE breaking kayfabe every 30 minutes, the fact that Triple H produces and books the show is common knowledge. Even the most casual fans know this is the case. WWE could be looking at future situations where Triple H is heavily booed whenever he makes any kind of on-camera appearance. This could create problems for the game, as he's a name that loves to make featured appearances on major shows such as the Raw season premieres and, of course, WrestleMania. Next up was the WWE roster annoyed with the Cena finish. Now, there was speculation after John Cena's final match that WWE talent may have felt the same way as the fans. This was supported by Bayley, who looked rather annoyed following the match, but it is now worth noting that she's taken to X to clear things up. Guys, I was so amped when John threw up the sign in the sleeper, and then I spun around yelling and then completely missed the tap. I missed the final moment of John Cena's in-ring career because I was having too much fun watching. I'm cool. Our Fightful Select now provided an update on how certain wrestlers reacted, and it's a mixed bag, as according to the report, most of the creative team were in favor of the finish, but a lot of talent wanted John Cena to win. There were plenty of people on both sides of the fence regarding the finish of Cena's last match, with most on the creative booking side in favor of it. We've heard from plenty of talent who wish Cena to have been booked to win, but understood the reality of Gunther winning and the booking moving forward. We didn't experience any talent livid about the finish. The talent themselves likely understood why the finish was done, and if Cena was the mastermind behind the finish, which does appear to be the case, then there's not really an issue here. It's also worth addressing that Gunther is incredibly popular backstage, and is considered by many to be one of the greatest in-ring workers in the entire company. Cena didn't exactly lose to a nobody, so the WWE roster was probably happy that such a credible wrestler got the nod. I mean, maybe we gotta remember how many people have lost in their retirement match. Batista, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, and Ric Flair all lost in their retirement match. They all did the time-honored tradition of putting a person over on your way out, and that probably is the biggest respect you could ever give in the world of pro wrestling. But dozens of wrestlers were crying backstage. Now, after John Cena's final ever WWE match, the backstage atmosphere was described as overwhelmingly emotional by WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, who was in attendance at the show. Henry spoke on Busted Open Radio, detailing how deeply the moment affected Cena's colleagues. I walked through the back and there was a line of about 30 or 40 people waiting to get to John to hug him and console him. We gave the salute and kept going. But Henry remarked that he hadn't seen people so emotional since somebody passed away. The last time I've seen people crying and emotional like that was when somebody passed away. John is still alive and well. He's going to Hollywood. He's going to make some incredible films. You're going to keep seeing him on commercials and ads. He's not going anywhere. He's just going away from the ring. And many performers were emotional during that time, including Charles Robinson, who looked absolutely broken. Next up, a WWE star went off script at Cena's final match. There was a strong consensus coming out of John Cena's final event that the show felt improvised and unscripted in certain areas. This was especially the case during the post-show, as Cody Rhodes looked taken aback when he was asked to share his thoughts on Cena's retirement story arc. It's now been confirmed by Fightful Select that the show featured a ton of off-the-cuff moments, and this extended to Rhodes' promo. There was a lot of off-the-cuff moments that were said to have not been planned for the show, including the emotional ringside interview with Cody Rhodes and some of the in-ring during Cena's post-match. The show having an unscripted feel definitely helped the show feel authentic and real, and this was especially the case with the retirement angle on the post-show. The show felt like it didn't have a rundown, and the presenters and the wrestlers were reacting in real time to what happened. This made the show must-see, and the YouTube views on the post-show speak for themselves. The show obtained over 1 million views, which is substantial for a post-show. Hopefully WWE reuses this style of format moving forward, as it clearly worked. Next up, John Cena to make future appearances. John Cena may be retired as an in-ring competitor, but his days being involved in WWE are far from over. According to Fightful Select, Cena is now expected to make subsequent appearances for WWE, but it's unclear in what form these will be. John Cena is expected to make future appearances for WWE on screen and off. We aren't sure to what extent the on-camera appearances will be. And we know that the WWE great has signed an ambassador role for the company, and we also know that Cena will be making future WWE appearances in a suit and tie, as he's now retired the jorts for good. Cena is also heavily rumored to be inducted into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame, so who knows, they may even book Cena on a show or two on the road to WrestleMania to build up his rightful induction. Cena has always made it clear that despite his retirement, he will still be actively involved in WWE, and it's possible that he takes on a guest mentor role in NXT, as he has made a number of coaching appearances at the WWE PC this year, and each of these was reportedly received extremely well. What wasn't received extremely well was John Cena's father's reaction. John Cena's father, John Cena Sr., has revealed his thoughts on the way WWE handled his son's retirement. According to the man himself during an interview with Bill Apter, he would have done the match finish differently, but Cena ultimately did what was best for business.
You know, Bill, the only thing I can say is I saw a lot of people cry. Do I believe that's the way it should have ended? I might have done it differently. I think it might have been better for everyone had it ended differently. But you and I have been in the business for a while, and I guess the unwritten rule is when you're going out, you're going down. So I guess the only thing I can say is they did what's best for business.
Cena Sr. then continued by saying that he, like the majority of fans, expected Cena to pass out rather than tap out.
Did I expect a tap out? I'll be real honest with you, Bill. I would have expected a pass out and still Gunther be the winner. I was watching with Moniz and I said, I'm not sure that's a tap out. I wonder if it's a last effort to try to break the hold.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been a good deal right there. And then Gunther would have clutched it even more, and Cena would have blacked out, period, without a tap out.
This would have been a much better finish and would have made both Cena and Gunther look credible at the same time. It'll be interesting to find out if there were any alternative pitches made when it came to the match finish. The pass-out finish was almost too obvious, so it's possible that WWE pivoted away from this in order to deliver a surprise finish of sorts. Next up, WWE forcing a wrestler to take a limited schedule. A former WWE World Champion Damian Priest has confirmed that he's currently working hurt. While speaking to Big Nick Totoro, Priest confirmed his injury status and he's been forced to slow down in 2025 due to the wear and tear on his body. It's unfortunate, I don't like to bring it up too much and I don't take breaks. Since I've been in WWE, I've literally taken 0 days off. I've never asked for time off because I was hurting. This year, the company decided to slow things down a bit because I've been going hard for a long time. I torn my shoulder a couple of times in the last year and a half. My knees are banged up. My back is rough. I need a lot of work done, but I chose not to unless I absolutely have to. This explains why Priest's role on television has been vastly reduced in 2025, and it's a big surprise that information relating to these substantial injuries wasn't leaked online. However, it is great to hear that WWE has been accommodating when it comes to Priest taking time off, and also looking out for his best interests, as slowing down his schedule has effectively given him time to rehab those injuries, as it was previously the norm for wrestlers to work hurt. The reduced WWE schedule will also play a factor in Priest getting the rest he needs. Long gone are the days of wrestlers working 5 days a week, and live events are few and far in between. Next up, a top AEW star injured. Speaking of injuries, one of AEW's top stars, Bobby Lashley, is injured and now is set to miss an extended period of time. Fightful Select were the first outlet to break the news, reporting that Bobby Lashley is legitimately injured. We weren't told of the specifics, but he was said he was going to miss quite a bit of time. We here at Wrestlelamia wish the former WWE champion a very speedy recovery. And finally, is a WWE legend retiring? Our final story today looks at the status of R-Truth, as the WWE veteran has teased that his current deal with WWE will be his last deal with the company. On the post-Saturday night's main event recap show, the former US champion stated that although he feels good, he eventually has to ride off in the sunset. I always like to say I steal this from The Rock. I let pain in my body be my guide as far as when it's time for me to go. Right now I still feel good. I've thought about it. As you know, I've just renewed my deal, so it's like, this could be the last one. We all have to have that time. We all have to get off the ride at some point. R-Truth turns 54 next month, which makes him the oldest name on the active WWE roster. Truth's WWE release in the summer led to mass outrage from fans, and they were forced to bring him back into the fold. It was widely speculated that Truth's new contract would be his final one in the company, so it'll be interesting to see if Truth retires at the end of this specific contracted run. Truth is one of the most beloved names in WWE and is inevitably destined for a Hall of Fame induction when he eventually retires. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.